I make a lot of mistakes in my videos, and I don't take the time to correct them because I don't have a team. And I feel like when I talk about this news agency called the Alt Center News, that's what it'd be called, Alt Center, that the Wachowskis think you're trying to hire a bunch of conservatives. Why are you hiring a bunch of conservatives? And then Bret Baier thinks I'm the head anchor at Fox News. I'm definitely not Shepard Smith, who you think I am. And you make mistakes all the time, and you work out of your basement, and you're very offensive to half my viewers. And Kat Timpf is super right-wing. She's a libertarian, so why in the world do you want Kat Timpf? And the reality is Kat Timpf is someone that is progressively minded. Like, she has a mindset that is not like Fox News. And I've said it before, I want to save Kat Timpf's soul from the Fox News propaganda machine, which is kill the planet, poop in the streets, because yes, you have a toilet available to you, but that's elitist. Why would we want to poop in a toilet? No, I'm serious. Like, Fox News is kind of like that, isn't it? Sometimes where they're against the planet, like they're against the planet's survival. And I mean, what I'm trying to say is there are a bunch of politicians that are so good at politics that they know one thing, that if they say that it's okay to poop in the street in India, then they're going to get votes. Even if it's a very, very dangerous, unsanitary thing, because it can spread disease and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get Fox News' best people. I mean, I'd accept Dana Perino, but it seems like everyone at Fox News has pretty fancy jobs that's actually a decent person. Like Sean Hannity, I would never hire that guy, and he might actually have a really good position there too. I don't know. Dana Perino is definitely taken, and Kat Timpf is taken too, but she's not as taken as someone like Bret Baier. So, Alt Center News. Would it be a regular news agency? I don't think so. I think that when we bring people in for interviews, we shouldn't just sit them down across from us and be like, so tell me about how to be boring. Tell me everything boring ever. Because even the Daily Show, they bring people in for these interviews, and it's a bunch of fluff, boring crap. And I think that if we're going to bring people in for interviews, we should make it interesting. We should go do something. We should do something that we should go play games. We should record like 2 hours of video and then turn it into a 15-minute interview. And that's why we'd need more staff. So the Wachowskis, if they or one of the Wachowskis, I don't know, Lily or Lana, whoever is available that's not making the new Matrix, they would be in charge of everything. Like behind the scenes, unless they want to be on camera, and I don't know if they want to. I feel like they're meant to be behind the camera, but they could be involved with what's in front of the camera too. They could. I mean, I'm looking to hire conservatives because it's alt center, but it doesn't mean I don't want to hire liberals. I just don't want to hire liberals like this Johnson guy on MSNBC, who I guess he only has a weekend show, but he was interviewing some guy from CPAC, and he's like, well, what would you say? Like, you should have heard the way he asked this guy a question. Well, what would you say to the more progressive members of the party that think that you're like the biggest piece of shit ever, that like everything you stand for is like you suck? And like, he didn't say that exactly, but if you listen to him, it was like, wow, what an asshole question. Like, I don't think we should be backhanded about our asshole questions. I think we should be straightforward about it. And that might mean that we might not be able to get certain politicians on the show, but what we can do is take the words the politicians say in other interviews and put them and turn them into a cartoon and then quote them. And so we can turn them into cartoons that we made ourselves. And so we don't even have to we don't even have to take clips from the other news channels if it costs money. We can just turn them into cartoons, and then it'd be more entertaining. I'm just saying, we can make our news agency actually entertaining. We can make it not about race all day, but it doesn't mean that we won't have black anchors and Asian anchors, because if there's any race that gets left out of America, it's the Asians. Asians don't matter at all. The only people that matter are black people, basically. but apparently Indians matter, but the East Asians don't matter. It seems like. I mean, like I don't think I've ever seen an Asian news anchor, but. So we can have racial diversity, we can have gay, straight, whatever. Dude, Anderson Cooper would be great, but he's the highest paid anchor in the news, and that's why. And plus, he's kind of a sellout now. Even Kat Temp's a sellout, but she's a sellout that is dangerous for the world because Fox News is so against the survival of the planet, and she makes it okay because she's like she has such a good personality that it's like she makes you want to watch Fox News, even though Fox News is pushing very, very negative propaganda. So I'd hire the guy from Parler, the CEO that just got fired. That guy, he tweets awesome stuff. I don't know how he speaks on the internet, or I don't know how articulate he is, but man, his tweets are awesome. That guy seems like a cool guy. And so I'd hire that guy. But I mean, I don't know. Obviously, making a news agency is very expensive, especially if it's a 24-hour news agency. And that's why I'm just talking about 2 news shows and then working together to develop educational programming also, like kids cartoon type stuff. Like the show I'm talking about where the kids are super bored and they have this scientist that comes through a portal and takes them on adventures, and the scientist's sidekick is a monkey that's gone through evolution because the scientist is from the future, but he might not even be a scientist. He might be just me. Actually, I live with my mom, and I kind of like came across this thing. Like he might be like an incompetent scientist, but he's from the future, so he has technology that no one else has. But still, he's a pretty cool guy, and he does care about the kids, and he does take care of the kids. But more than anything, he teaches them stuff. Like I mean, I'm gonna develop my first cartoon is gonna be about how the internet works. And it's going to teach them all about computers and stuff like that. Because when I was a little kid, I had classes on that define the word search engine and stuff like that. And I want to explain what a server is and stuff like that, which adults might really enjoy that too. And it's all teach what you know. I mean, that's what I know. So I don't know. Let's do this news agency. I'm sure that no one's watching this, but somehow people are watching it, even though I have like 3 views on every video. But I don't know. I think that making a news agency would be fun because we could make it so much less boring than the regular news.